Hello, everyone. Jerry Tabatt with you once again with another edition of our Military Minutes. We got three great guests here today, and I'll just go down the line. We'll get to each one of them. Joanne Devine, she is the Military Liaison Tri-Care Treatment Placement Coordinator out at Journey Pure. Edgar Cordoba, who is a clinical director out there, along with being a social worker. And we got a doctor with us today, Dr. Nelson Picardo. He's a board-certified psychiatrist, and addiction medicine is another portion of what he does. His title is about this long, but we only got this much space to put it on. But all of them are from Journey Pure, and we had him on here, I guess, about 6 weeks ago or so, and it was an interesting conversation. We didn't get a chance to discuss a lot, but this is something that is so near and dear to the hearts of all of our veterans. We have help locally here. So what we're going to do, first of all, Joanne, I'm going to start with you. Just let everybody know what you do out there, your job at Journey Pure.
Sure, absolutely. Thank you, Jerry. So what we do is I go out and I educate the community. I visit with folks in the hospitals as well as the military installation. Of course, my focus is on the military members. Right. We have the Freedom Program at Journey Pure. And so we work with those who struggle from the dual impact of substance use disorder as well as PTSD. Right. And Edgar will talk a little bit more about that. But so what I do is I go to the military installations, I visit with them, I go to the VA hospitals, I go to anything affiliated with veterans and active duty servicemen. Not only do we work with the servicemen, men and women out there, but we also work with their families because we are Tri-Care certified.
That's what's important.
So it's very important. It is very important. And so we're also approved providers for Tri-West, which means that anyone who has VA benefits, we're able to bring them in as well.
Super. You guys do so much out there, Joanne. It's getting the word out to our veterans. Absolutely. That they just don't realize that there is help out there available for them. And speaking of help, Dr. P, I'm going to say, because instead of saying name, but there is so much that you do out there that people don't even realize, and it's right in our back door. It's just a few miles west of Pier Park.
It's a complex population with the veterans and the active duty members that we work with, as well as the civilian population. Having them all work together in a same kind of environment and trying to address all those specific issues that they're struggling with day by day. So it's challenging, but in Journey Pure, like we said, we have an amazing team, a team of professionals, world versatile in every single aspects of mental health, as well with addiction medicine, recovery coaches that we have. So it makes it a little more easy, but it is very challenging, especially with the veterans, especially the veterans in this specific time of the year.
Yeah, that's important. This holiday season is really rough. I mean, someone that's suffering with some kind of an emotional disorder, they don't feel like they're worthy of any help or anything like that. They just want to crawl off in a corner somewhere. Sure. Well, they don't have to do that. You can help them out.
Yep. And now what we're trying to do, especially of the holiday seasons and Veteran Day that just passed by, this is where we have a lot of high risk in our population. This is where our suicide rates are high. When you compare statistics from last year, you're looking at basically almost 325 active duty members committed suicide, almost an average of 24.8% per every 100,000. Compared to civilian population, it's almost 18%. Veterans from the age of 18 to 34, you're looking at 44.5 per every 100,000 rate in suicidality. You know, what do we do there? And one of the problems is that, holidays come, if they don't have a job, stressors, finances, memory, triggers, homelessness, all those big factors, especially in this season that you're supposed to be with family, and for some other people, it's a happy time, but for them, it's a time where they struggle, and not just them. They're dependent. Their kids struggles. Everybody struggles. Sure. And remember, the military population is a proud population. They're very proud, and so that holds them back to go out and reach out for help. Right. And that's what we're trying to see if we can get them.
Do it ourselves.
Yeah.
Edgar, I know you don't mind sharing this with our audience. You've got a story that is quite amazing, and you're not ashamed of talking about it. You were an alcoholic for many, many years, and you got the help you needed, and you can get help for other people out there.
Absolutely, absolutely. First, I want to thank you for allowing us to be here. It's definitely an honor and a privilege. Yes, and so I have some personal background in that. I'm going on 16 years of recovery, and I don't mind talking about it.
Right.
You know, the thing is that if you fall, you know, how do we get back up?
Right.
And that's what we're here to do, is to help folks get back up. I got sober while I was active duty, been to treatment, and you know, there's some stigmas that go along with that.
Exactly.
And you know, one is going back to your unit, reintegration. You know, what are your buddies going to be saying about you? You know, how are they going to look at me? You know, but as long as I'm trying to do the next right thing, they will see that I'm getting better.
Right.
You know, the family members, you know, how do we get them also involved in this? We have a family program where we get the family members involved, and there's some healing to be had.
Sure.
Not only with the service member, but also with the family, get them back
Right.
back together and whole.
And that's the thing, they have to realize they are not alone out there.
They're not alone
There's
anymore.
people to help. You know, Joanne, this time of the year, we've talked a little bit about the holidays now, how difficult it is for some of the individuals that just have lost their job and they're just looking for a new job. But when you have no job, you have a wife that has to be your caregiver. That is something that weighs very heavily. How do you
Absolutely.
reach out, especially this time of the year, because there's so much help needed, to let these individuals know that, hey, you know, if you can afford a $100 gift, that's great, but just getting up in the morning, telling your wife or your children, I love you, that's a good saying right there.
Absolutely. You know, I think the gift of recovery is a gift of a lifetime. There's really not a monetary value to that when you look at it, because, you know, giving somebody the one gift that you can't buy that on a shelf.
Right.
You cannot buy
Exactly.
that on the shelf, you know. And so we have a program that that we roll out during the holidays called A Gift for You, and then right into the new year, it's called New Year, New Me. And what a gift to give that person, you know. I mean, if that individual is truly suffering and wants to come in for help, we can reserve a bed for them.
Right.
You know, they can say, my gift to you is that I am going to check in with Journey Pure, the Freedom Program, and then specify the date that they can come in. You know, what an amazing gift that would be.
Exactly.
You know.
And one of the things, too, that they need to realize that it's not going to cost them a lot of money.
Right.
And
Right.
how would someone that they realize listening to this, or they say, look, I need some help, how can they get in touch with you?
Sure, absolutely. So they can contact me directly. My phone number is 850-333-3604. Or as Dr. Pichardo had mentioned, we have our local number as 850-249-4300. Or they can contact our SAMS team, which is 615-987-5002.
And if they can go online and just look up Journey Pure, and it'll have that information.
They could, but here's what I would recommend. And we talked about possibly, you know, we don't want anybody to be alone this year.
Exactly.
We don't want you to feel like, if you feel like you need to connect with somebody, we want that connection to happen, because even if they don't make the decision to get the help that they need right then and there, we want to be able to plant that seed.
Right.
We want them to know that Journey Pure is always there and our door is always open.
Yeah.
So I would prefer that they call either myself directly
Okay.
or our local facility and phone number.
All right, sounds good.
Or even come by.
Or even come by, absolutely.
We have groups running in the evening.
We're there always 24/7.
Yeah.
So
We have
someone's
groups.
there.
We got activity. They can come and eat with us. They can spend time with us. We do have certain kind of activities, almost always running groups, and in the weekends we also do a lot of kind of recreational activities.
Recreational activities. We also have like equine therapy, you know, kayaking, and then sometimes we're getting ready to put in place where they can go out fishing and stuff like that. That make meetings, get out to the community, and reintegrate. You know, but one of the things that I really wanted to stress also is you said it earlier about having that pride, you know, as a military member. So one of the things that and not only for military, but those first responders, You know, one of the things is that we tell ourselves that I can do this by myself.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be about ourselves, you know. It's about one another helping one another. And that's what we pride ourselves in doing. We have a lot of folks that are in recovery, and the folks that are not, they're very empathetic. They want to help one another. And so when they come in, we bring them in and we get them integrated and to start loving themselves.
There you go.
You know.
Yeah, that's
And
the
so,
thing. Dr. P, I wanted to ask you one thing. You talked about suicide this time of the year. I've always been told that if someone talks about it, they're not susceptible. It's the silent ones. Would you kind of dispel that myth, and what is the quick symptoms that we can look for in that?
Suicide is difficult to predict. Believe it, with all the screenings and everything that we have in place, it's very hard. When somebody is determined to commit the act, they do it. But there are signs. There are crying out signs, and there are signs that we can recognize. You know, that family members or friends should be aware. Notice if people see that this person started not taking care of themselves and isolating and even not taking care of their house. We had a case that somebody used to mow the lawn all the time, and it was nice. House was nice and clean, and suddenly didn't do it for a couple of weeks, and then suddenly ended up killing himself. So there are subtle signs that you can start noticing that is not from their normal behaviors, and somehow something is going on. And us outside, we should have the clinical eye to be able to say, hey, you know something, what's going on? Talk to me. So those are subtle signs. But suicidality is very difficult to predict. There are people who will do suicidal gestures, which now we don't call it suicidal gesture, but they'll reach out. But the reality is we have to how you say it, take everybody serious.
Right.
It is better to be over jealous
right.
and protect than just to say, oh no, that's not going to happen. The suicide rates are amazing, you know, and especially with guns. Firearms are, in normal population, civilian, you're looking at half of them will commit suicide by a firearm. In the military population, you look at 60 to 70% is by firearm. So also firearms, and those specific time of the season, if they have alcohol, disinhibits, makes them more in risk for suicidality.
Right.
And if they have firearms at home, it's advisable for the members, for family members, if they know they have firearms and their member somehow is drinking more or something's going on, just remove those firearms.
We got about a minute left. Final thoughts, 20 seconds, Edward.
Okay, holidays are here. Okay, I got sober during the holidays. One of the things that I will tell you is that you don't have to do this thing by yourself.
Right.
We are here for you. Let us help you. Come on in. There's no shame in getting help.
Absolutely.
Joanne, your final thoughts, please.
Well, to that, you're not alone. There's so many people out there who need the help. So please, pick up that phone, give us a call. Our doors are open. We are there, and we want to spend it with you.
And what's the physical address again?
Sure. It's 22219 Panama City Beach Parkway, Panama City Beach.
And it's about, 5 or 6 miles west of 79. You can't miss it.
Can't miss it.
All right. We're out of time. We got to run. Joanne, thank you so much for coming in today.
Thank you.
Dr. Picardo, appreciate it.
Always.
Edgar, we appreciate it so much. Those folks at Journey Peer, they're doing a tremendous job out there. Don't be afraid, guys and gals. They're there to help you. They will not look at you and say, oh, you. They're there for anything that you need. That's it for this Military Minute. We'll be back with you again next week. Have a great week, everyone.